Ishy Wishy Stitches here on YouTube or on Instagram, and I have a different type of video for you today. So I started filming this on Saturday, but it's Monday today and I'm doing the intro now. I did film an intro on Saturday, but it was very rushed and I'm not sure I'll be able to use the footage, so starting again. So as regular viewers will know, I'm a teacher. And right now in England it's the half-term holiday, so that means we get a week off, and then we'll be back to school the following week. So it's a short break to break up the term. It's not really it's probably the worst holiday in the entire year because it's really cold and miserable, although today it's gloriously beautifully sunny, but it's not a very nice time to be in England. But it's too short of a holiday to go away sort of abroad if you can afford it. So it tends to be a one stuck at home. We are doing stuff at home, so my husband is decorating the kitchen. I've just set the freezer up to defrost, so odd jobs around the home are the plan, usually, for lots of families. But I decided I'm going to use this week to progress some of my New Year's goals further. But in terms of knitting, I'm doing something a bit different. So whereas each week I've been really trying to get things off the needles, this week is all about throwing caution to the wind and doing something a bit different each day. So I've got a plan of 8 projects I want to work on. It was going to be 9, but I've decided that the last day of the half-term holiday, so the Sunday, is going to be a review and decide what to do day rather than pick up something new. So each day of the holiday I'm going to pick up a new project or a project that I've not been working on recently, or actually some cases it is one that I've been working on recently, but just see how far I can get with it in the day. And then in the evenings I'll continue to work on my Jenny jacket, because now I've got less than a month to get that finished, ready for the East Anglia Yarn Festival. So I've already started, and you'll see each day which projects I'll work on. And the idea is that by the end of the week, when I do a bit of a review, I'll either decide to take these projects forward and they'll become part of my, day-to-day knitting, or I'll decide, actually, I don't really want to work on that anymore right now. I'm going to put it away and pick it up for later in the year, or perhaps the option will be to frog it. Although I don't think, like all the projects that I've picked to work on this week, I'm not considering frogging them. Like I'm not choosing them because I think I don't want to knit them anymore, but there are some that I don't think I'll want to knit anymore now the weather's getting a bit better. So we'll see. So join me for a week of knitting, see what I managed to do during the February half term, and let me know what you did in the February half term. Like by the time this video is published, half term will be long over, so let me know what you did. Did you do something like me, or did you focus on one project? What did you do in your yarny life? Or maybe you didn't knit at all. All right, well, come with me, join me for the week. Let's see what So this is the Hannah sweater that I started this morning. It's a Knitting for Olive pattern, and it's one strand of the merino in the colour Dusty Artichoke, held together with 2 strands of soft silk mohair in the colour Dusty Sea Green. This is the colourway, so this colour combination is what they use for the Astrid sweater in the sample that I tried on in their shop in Copenhagen, and I ended up thinking, actually I really would like a sweater in that colour, so I'm making the Hannah sweater in that colour. Obviously the Astrid only has 1 strand of the mohair. I must say it's nice to be knitting on larger needles. So I've done this so far this morning. I'm about to go out for lunch to meet my friends, so I'm not sure how much more I'll get done on it today, and I might break the rule and not work on the Jenny jacket this evening just to get this one a bit further along, because I am enjoying it. I think this is going to come into my regular rotation after the half-term break. So it's Sunday, and this is the progress I managed to make on my Hannah sweater yesterday. So this is going to be the cuff, and then it's going to be garter switch, so it's a sideways knit. And then my plan for today is to cast on this pattern, which is Tracy the Racker from the Toft Sheep book. I've got to find, I know where the yarn is to start, but I'm not sure where my crochet hook is, so I've got to find that. But before I do that, I have to go on a 2-hour run, so I won't be starting that for a little while, but this is Sunday's progress. I have to say I'm really enjoying this, and I suspect that I might do a bit more work on this today, even though I meant to be just focusing on the one new pattern, so we'll see. Okay, so it's Monday now, so I'm 3 days into, well, 2 and a bit days into the task. And so on Saturday I did the Hannah sweater, and on Sunday I did Tracy the Racker, the sheep. So the Hannah sweater, it was a little bit annoying that it started with 2x2 rib, because that's what I'm trying to get away from, because the Jenny jacket is pretty much that. But I have gotten onto the garter stitch section, and I have to say it's quite addictive, so I have knit it more than just on Saturday. And then Tracy the Racker, I did 3 of her legs yesterday. Both projects I think I'm going to want to knit or work on during this week as well. Okay, my husband is banging stuff in the kitchen. Hopefully you can't hear it. Yeah, so as I was saying, both projects I think I'll want to continue working on. Today I have picked up my Lulu slipover, and I've done one of the button band plackets. Now I realise that I really don't have a lot left to do on this project, and so I'm still trying to think, do I want to continue working on it today and getting as far as I can, or now I know that I've nearly finished it, will I just wait until after half term and in fact use the rest of today to work on other things? So watch this space. Hopefully I can use this footage because you can't hear the banging, but oh my goodness, how annoying. All right, see you in a few days' time. Bye. So it's Monday, and this is the project of the day. So this is the Lulu slipover by Petite Knit, and all I've got to do is put on, she calls them plackets in the pattern, but plackets or bottom bands that are about from here downwards, and then it would be buttoned together at the top of the placket and just left loose at the bottom. So obviously got 4 of those to do. I need to find my 2.5mm circular needles to do that. I know I have some, but I'm not sure if they're going to be in my needle case or just shoved in a project bag somewhere. So hopefully they're in my needle case and it will be a 2-second job. Otherwise it'll be rummaging through project bags and deep stash that has been put away out of sight when I'm not using it. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so it's Tuesday and I wanted to give an update on everything I've been working on this week. So first off, this is the Jenny jacket by Petite Knit, and it's the piece that I'm working on every evening because I want to get it finished for when I meet up with my friends at the East Anglian Yarn Festival next month. But it's quite involved. As you can see, it's textured and it's got many stitches in the round, so actually I've put it down halfway through a row, because doing one row takes me almost 20 minutes. But I am about 4 rows away from doing the hem, so I've made really good progress on that one. Actually I really want to work on that today and avoid what I'd planned to do today, but we'll see how it goes. The next one, so this is the start of the Hannah sweater. So this is the cuff of the sleeve. It's a sideways construction, and really enjoying that. So I've done more on that than I did on the Saturday, which is the day I started it. So this is definitely coming into my regular knit rotation. I'm finding it really hard not to knit on it anymore this week as I focus on the other pieces, because it's so fun, and obviously it's a novel being a new project. These are the legs of Tracy, the Raka. So that was my Sunday project. I managed to get these 3 done on Sunday. I kind of want to work on it a bit more, but I never feel such a pull to crochet as I do to knit. So we'll see. Like I'm in no rush because I don't have all the yarn for it at the moment. I'm waiting on my friend Anna to either send it to me, or it will be sent, or it'll be given to me at the East Anglia Yarn Festival. So there's no particular rush, although I do want to have it finished for my daughter's birthday, which is at the end of March. Then here, this is the Lulu Slipover by Petite Knit, and I'd pretty much finished all of the body, and I just needed to do these button plackets. So I did that one yesterday, and I started this one. So then I'll need to do the same on the front, so the 2 sides of the front, and I still need to do the collar. But that's quick, right? That's a few evenings of knitting. Whilst it was nice to get back to the project yesterday, I am happy to leave that for a few weeks, because I don't see myself wearing this in the next 2 weeks. In the next few weeks. Like, it's 2 degrees today, so I'm not going to be wearing this over a t-shirt at work yet. I'm still going to be in sweaters if it stays this cold. So I do want to bring this back into rotation just to get it finished, but not an immediate rush. Like, I can wait a few weeks. And then this is meant to be today's project. So this is the Climate Change Shawl by Sosu Knits. And the idea is that you can, so I used my most local weather station, and I looked at the average temperatures over a period of 30 years ending 1990, I think. I think I did the 1960 to 1990 30-year period. And then for each month of 2024, I look at how the average of that month compared to the long-term averages, and then a colour is assigned. And then you knit, so this is January, which is brioche, this is February, which is garter, March, April. And so I started May, but I somehow messed up on the brioche, and I've ended up with the wrong number of stitches, so I put it in the naughty corner, and then I haven't actually knit on it since. Now, I didn't start May right at the end of May, it might have been in June, but nonetheless I've not worked on this project for almost 6 months. I do have the yarn for the rest of the months except for December, so I have ordered the correct colours up to November, but as you can see, I'm not going to be at December anytime soon, so I don't need to order the colour for December yet, given that I'm still on my yarn ban. So this is what I'm going to work on today. I've got, it's almost 10 o'clock, so I've got about an hour before I'm going to go out for my run. So I'm going to rip out the mistaken bit, try and pick it up again, and see if I can get going on that section. And yeah, I will update you tomorrow with how I did. So today is Tuesday, and this is the planned project. So these are sock number 3, I think, from the Summerlee. Is it Summerlee? Hang on, let me go and check. Yeah, so it's Summerlee, the sock project book. And these socks are done with a forethought heel, which is the bit I need to start. So as I understand it, it's just like an afterthought heel, except for that you use scrap yarn to place where you're going to cut and insert the heel. So the sock tube has been finished for quite some time, and I've not picked them up again because it's a little bit of a faff to do the heel, but that will be done this morning quite easily, and I will cast on the second sock. We'll see how far I get. I knit this on the small circular 9-inch circulars, but I don't really enjoy them. I've got quite long fingers, and I think that might be why. So for future sock knitting, I'm going to stick with double pointed needles. Do a little chat. I didn't record yesterday, and I didn't actually start a new project yesterday, Thursday. I just wasn't feeling in the right headspace to do either things. I was quite intent on trying to get the hem of my Jenny jacket finished, which I didn't manage to do yesterday, but I've managed to just finish it off this morning. So my Jenny jacket is now, the body is complete, and I need to do the button band and both sleeves, and I've got I've got 3 weeks minus, 3 weeks plus 2 days, but if I don't have it finished within 3 weeks, it won't block and dry in time. Although I suppose I could wear it to the festival without it having been blocked, although the button band might look a bit odd. So that's the Jenny jacket. Now today, my plan was always to work on a brand new pattern. I've actually been selected for a test knit for the John Arbon Textiles Annual 5. It's a pair of mitts or fingerless mitts, and it's 3 colours. So I've got these 3. All from Stash, so I've still kept to my yarn ban, although I was very tempted to buy some of the John Arbon yarn with the discount that I get for testing, but I'm saving that to use to buy the yarn for the Midland cardigan in the colour that Laura Penrose did it, the golden knob. So I plan to cast this on today. It's actually a crochet pattern. I've never done a crochet test before because I've always been a bit unsure of my tension, which it's never really mattered. Like, I've only ever crocheted a blanket before where the tension doesn't particularly matter, and then the toys that I make, which again, like, it doesn't really matter if your tension's wrong except for yarn usage. So it'll be interesting to see how I get on with this. I'm going to cast it on later this evening, I think, once my children are asleep. But I love these colours, so I'm very excited to do that. So right now, it's 20 to 4 in the afternoon. I'm just trying to decide, do I do the button band? Do I go on to do the button band for my Jenny jacket or a sleeve? Now my friend Anna, who has, I think, just finished hers, she opted to do the button band before the sleeves, and I'm quite tempted to do that as well, because I think the picking up of the button band will be quite tedious, and it's something I do have the headspace for now, but I probably won't once we're back at school. And then picking up of the sleeve would be quite an easy thing to do, and I think I could do that sort of any evening. So I think I'm going to do the button band now. I'm going to pick it up and see if I can knit a few rows of it before I have to get on with making dinner. So there we go. So just looking back at the footage, and I realised I hadn't said what I'm wearing. So this is the Audrey by Devin. I can't remember her last name, but she's Knitty McPurley on Instagram. And the yarn is Silky Boucle by Creative Anarchy Yarn in the colourway, I think it's called Skinny Dipping. So yeah, enjoying that too. Right, it's Sunday evening, and I just wanted to pop on to do a bit of a sign off for this video. So first off, I've really enjoyed doing it. It was a nice way to what can I say? It was a nice way to focus on my craft during half term without feeling like I had any specific deadlines. Like, there was no pressure to get anything finished or done, just to start things off, which was quite nice, because quite often the half-term holiday, I feel the pressure to be like relaxing and resting, and it should be a break, but it really isn't a break when you've got 2 young children. So it was nice to not have that pressure of trying to get things finished. That said, I did have one goal, which was to get the button band of the Jenny jacket done. And as you can see, I've got a little bit left, but not loads. I feel like I can potentially get this done this evening, and if I don't, it will be very close, to the extent that I will be casting on the sleeve, the first sleeve, tomorrow or Tuesday. So I'm pretty happy with that. In terms of other pieces, the only ones that I don't think I've shown progress for are the sock. So I finished the sock, which you've seen a picture of, and I cast on the second sock, and I can't currently find it in this this bag of knitting. I can't find it. It is in there. So I cast on the second sock, but I've done about 5 rows, something like that. 5 rounds, sorry. So yeah, here we go. Here it is. Not loads. Still the same, really. I'm not feeling drawn to knitting on it compared to the other things I'm knitting. So my plan is to get it to a stage where I can easily take it to school and then knit on it when I'm on duty, which is what I did really with the other one. So I might do a bit of that later on. The one I've really loved is this. So this is the Hannah sweater, which was I think it was the first day's cast on, actually, the Saturday cast on, but I've worked on it quite a lot of other days since. And I've been finding with the button band of the Jenny, I've been doing like a section of the button band of the Jenny, like I would put a stitch marker in and say I'm going to do to that section, and then my reward is to do a little bit of this. So this is definitely coming into my regular knitting rotation straight away. The next piece, this is the cuff of a set of mitts that is the John Arbon Annual 5 test knit that I got, although it's a crochet piece, and actually I'm looking at it now and my tension has gotten tighter as I've moved along, so I know it was right at the start, but now it feels like it's a bit too tight, so might have to undo that and start again. The yarn is Blue Sky Fibres, sorry, fingering weight, so it's quite a nice yarn, although it's not a very tight spin, so it can split quite easily if you put your crochet hook in the wrong place. Tracy the Racker, still only the 3 legs, so nothing more to show there. The only other one is the Climate Change shawl, which is downstairs right now. So I managed to fix the mistake, and I did one or maybe 2 rows of brioche stitch, and that's where it's stuck at now. That one I would like to bring into my regular rotation, but there's a couple of knits with a deadline. So obviously the Jenny jacket has a deadline of the East Anglia Yarn Festival, which is on the 16th of March. And then I've also got the Twist and Turn shawl, which I've stolen these 3mm needles from. I didn't knit on that this week, but I'd like to give it to my mum. It was meant to be for her birthday, which was at the start of February, but I didn't get it finished in time, so I'd really like to get it done for Mother's Day. So that's got a bit of a deadline on it as well. So I'm going to plan out my knits. Haven't done it yet. That was the plan for today, but I'm going to plan out my knits for the next few weeks with the goal of getting those deadlines met. And then the other pieces that I've picked up this week, I know I want to proceed with. The one that I had on my list to work on, but didn't work on, is the Keswick sweater, and I think I've really made the decision, haven't I, by not working on it, that that's going to be one that will be saved for next winter. I might pick it up from time to time because it's fairly mindless, and I'm working on the back, so it's a seamed piece. I'm working on the back at the moment, which is something like 60 centimetres long, and I've done about 5 centimetres, so that's quite a good one to just take on a car journey if I don't have something else to work on. So I might just keep that on the back burner throughout the summer to pick it up more meaningfully, say in September. So yeah, anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and if you've stayed watching this far, can you tell me if you like videos like this? If you do, please pop me a comment, and make sure that you like the video and subscribe as well. It really helps. Really pleased to share my knitting with you. I really enjoy making these videos. So if you have liked it, as I say, please pop a thumbs up. And I will, well, if you do like it, I'll probably make something similar in the next school holiday. So I'm not going to do something like this when I'm at work, but in the Easter holiday I can see myself doing a week of crazy cast-ons, or trying to progress projects and decide whether or not to continue working on them. So thank you, and be prepared to see a traditional podcast in the next few weeks. I'll probably do one at the start of March, as I have done at the start of Jan and Feb so far this year. So thank you and goodbye.